Hey everybody, welcome to Romans. This is technically week 9, but that doesn't mean that we're on chapter 9 because we've been going through little by little through the entire book of Romans. So we're actually covering Romans chapter 7. It's all right here. If you want to cheat, you can see all the notes right there. Don't look. You're going to spoil it. My name's Neil. I'm glad you guys are here. We do Heart and Soul nights every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock right here at Nexus, right here in downtown Little Rock. And we're really glad that you guys are here. We're going through the book of Romans really slowly. And so Romans 7 is like, it's not necessarily intense, but it's just super deep because Paul is explaining things in such intricate detail that you can kind of get lost in it. Like you read through like 8 or 9 verses and then you look up, you're like, I don't even know what I just read. So we're going to slowly go through this for you and we'll help you. This is basically everything you ever wanted to know about Romans chapter 7. Not everything, but you know what I mean. So right out of the gate, I want you to understand that Paul is talking to Israeli or Jewish Christians. And when he's talking to these Christians, he's saying, okay, here's what the law is. Now, the law, let's just be really clear about this. He keeps saying the law a lot in this chapter. He's talking about the law. The law is the Torah. So in the Hebrew Bible, the first 5 books of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, that would be what in the Christian faith we would call the Pentateuch. So those first 5 books of the Bible is what they're considering the law. These are things that God gave directly to Moses and he wrote. So that's what he's talking about when he's talking about the law. But the law isn't enough to save somebody. It can't. And we've covered that for the last 6 chapters, that Jesus is the only way to have a relationship with God. So Israel is basically walking around like there's a bomb. Like, I want you to think of it like this. Like, sin is the bomb, right? And sin is out there, and the Jewish people have become the Israeli bomb squad, and they are like the bomb squad, but the Messiah has come. He's diffused the bomb. He said, okay, listen, I took care of that, but it's like they're still walking around with bomb squad gear on. Have you ever seen that movie, Hurt Locker? Like, it's pretty intense. They have these massive gear on. And he's saying, listen, you can wear regular clothes now. He's saying, you need to stop walking around town like that. Like, Jesus took care of it. The law is not able to save you anymore. So you keep walking around with this gear on. So in Romans chapter 7, verse 4, he just comes right out of the gate and he says, listen, likewise, my brothers, you've also died to the law through the body of Christ. And he goes on and he says a few things like, you say, hey, listen, like if you don't stay married to something, or to someone, if that person is dead, you can remarry. So Mosaic law actually said that if your partner dies, if your husband were to die, a wife is no longer bound to her husband because death ends that contract. And that's what he's referring to in this. He's saying, listen, you've died to the law through the body of Christ. Now, this is really interesting because in Romans 6, the previous chapter, Paul really clearly says that we're dead to something else. He says that we are dead to sin. And now he's saying that you're dead to the law. Now, why would we be dead to the law? Like, why would that actually matter? Well, it's because in the case of right standing with God, the law can't put us in right standing with God. Even if you tried to do everything perfectly, the law isn't enough to do that. So we're dead to that. And we've died to that Mosaic law and the abundance of sin that goes with it. And we have been given to another person. We have been given to Christ, and that's who we belong to now. So why does God hate sin so much? If you really think about this, why does God hate it so much? Because it robs us of being fruitful, living fruitful lives. Like a really like a solid Christian man or woman, their lives are fruitful. That means they produce something that's healthy. That's what God ultimately wants for us, is he wants us to be fruitful and produce something and make something of our lives.